Hi, my name is John. Welcome to another Banggood tool review. Well, it's not actually a Banggood tool review because Banggood don't make tools, Banggood import items. What the review is going to be this time is a DTI mount, like a swivel ball type DTI mount. Before I start, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. Banggood have sent me this completely free of charge. It's mine to do with whatever I want. And in return, I do a little bit of a review. So basically, I get a free item and you get a little bit of information on it, real world information, because I just say exactly what it's like. If I don't like it, I'll just say it. Simple as that. Right, so what I've got here is a Noga DTI stand. You'll never see me using this because ever since I got it, and this was given to me by Noga, it's always had a camera mounted onto it. So probably 75% of the video I film is done with that. They are simply probably the best in the world. Now this is a Chinese copy. It's a little bit smaller. I've used it on the lathe. I've used it for a week or so. It's alright. It does what it's supposed to do. I'll get some close-up shots of it. I'll set some work up in the lathe, show how it works, show what it'll do. Basically, there's not that much to demonstrate other than what it does. There's one or two bits I don't like about it, and there's one or two bits I do like about it. Anyway, we'll have a good look at it, and then you can decide for yourself what you think. That's the box it comes in. Nothing fancy, no expensive wooden boxes. What you're paying for is the stand, not the packaging. Simple, straightforward cardboard box, no instructions. But I think if you need instructions to use that, you shouldn't be using it basically. As you can see, it comes with a magnetic base. Got an on-off switch on. So that's on, that's off. The base is quite strong. I mean, I'm not weak in it. It's got a good enough magnet on it so you can attach it to a flat face. It's also got a taper on so you can put it onto a sloped face, I suppose. What I intend doing with this anyway is taking the mag base off and putting it into a tool holder to use on the lathe all the time. Got one big adjust nut in the middle, or one big lock nut in the middle. It is universal, it goes basically anywhere you want it. Got a good range of movement. It locks up quite nicely. Nothing the matter with that. It feels positive. I've had some real cheap versions of these, and the first time I tightened it, it burst, it just flew to bits. It's made out of aluminium. It's got a little adjuster on the end, like a fine adjuster. You wind that up and down. Honestly, I do it, something I don't use. I don't really see the point in having that because you can simply move it anywhere you want. So once again, I'll be taking that off, but obviously for the test, I'm going to test it the way it is, and it does give a little bit of fine control. The workmanship on this part's basically pretty good. This is not so good. It's just what it is. It's basically a cheap copy, but it does the job. That's steel, it's not aluminium, so it's sure to last. The hole in there, it could do with being slightly smaller to take the clock gauge I've got, or slightly bigger to take all the other clock gauges. This is the one I'm going to use on it. And it's quite a slack fit in there, so when you tighten the clamp up to hold it, it actually, well, it still moves. Anyway, it's just what it is. A copy of a Noga, a cheap copy of a Noga. Or at least it's not that cheap actually, but it's cheap compared to a Noga, because Noga are expensive, but as I've said, they're probably the best in the world. Anyway, we're not reviewing a Noga, we're reviewing this. So we'll take it across the lathe, put something in a 4-jaw chuck, and have a little bit play with it. It's actually on the milling machine, so we might as well do something with it here. Right, so that's touching there. As I said, you have got a fine control, but honestly it's not something I would use. Right, we'll see how much run out this has got. Basically none, which I wouldn't expect. Try it on the top face. Yeah, I mean, they're quick and easy to adjust compared to what we used to use. That's pretty good as well. Can we get into the spindle? Yeah, we can. Basically nothing at all. There must be a little rag on the end of there. I'm sure people are familiar with this type of thing. We've all used them. This is an Eclipse one, a real good quality one, and honestly they're a pain in the arse compared to the fully articulating one. You can get there with them, but they're not nowhere near as quick. But they do have that. Their uses, they're good on surface plates, but on layers they're not a greater use I don't find anyway. Magnet can go straight onto the lathe bed. You could put a block of steel across there. Simple enough. You can put it anywhere you want really. Right, so we're running out about 10 thou. There's a rough bit on there. Once actually got a hammer mark on there. That's why it's jumping. It's not about dialing things in, but you'll find a high point, which is that one. So if you loosen off the opposite one a little touch, tighten that one up. High one again. If you wanted to check that face, it's simple enough just to move it round. You can put it anywhere you like. There's no limit to the possibilities what you can do with them. They're absolutely great. You can see we're running out there as well. I'll turn the gauge so you can see it a little bit better. It's one of the most difficult things to video as a clock gauge. So basically it just does exactly what it's supposed to do. As far as the mag base goes, that's a Noga one, and that's pretty strong. And actually, I think that one's possibly stronger. It's certainly more than strong enough to do what it's got to do, which is basically hold the clock gauge. I'm not doing so as I could do. I suppose I could try tightening the screw and so I could burst something, but what's the point? It's rigid there. It's exactly what it is. See, that's a little metal adjuster on there. Honestly, I don't see a need for it, but they all seem to have it on. Now for the most important question, would I buy it? Yes, I would definitely buy it. I think it's good value for money. I've used it in here for a week. I haven't managed to break it. I've dropped it. I'm a bit of a rough bastard. You'll see me using this all the time now. Not with that base. It'll be mounted into a tool holder. So I can use it probably on the lathe all the time. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description box of the video. If you want to go and have a look, go and have a look. Anyway, thanks for watching. Right, so this would stick onto the lathe bed or onto a block of steel laid across the ways either or. Simple enough to articulate whatever position you want it onto there. Oh, Johnny man. Yeah.